And after you leave a like, remember to smash the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to my channel as yet. And remember to hit the notification bell so every time I post a video, you can know right away. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. What's up, my YouTube friends, viewers, subscribers, everybody? Welcome back to another banger motivational video. Let's get it. Stop taking everything too personal. And you know why I say this? Most times people hurt their own feelings by taking everything personal. Number one, everything is not all about you. Number two, people have no idea of what you're triggered by. And number three, you are the one in control of how you feel. That's just how it is. So people will say whatever they want to say. Like, don't get me wrong. There's a difference when somebody like come off full on disrespecting you. That's different. But you feeling disrespected by something a random person say or something somebody else say, that's what you're triggered by. They didn't disrespect you. You just took it personal because you have some history or whatnot pertaining to whatever they're saying. People have no idea about your business. How are you gonna say somebody disrespect you because they said don't say nothing because that one ain't got no money? There's probably like 10 other people there, but you felt triggered by it. If you're not triggered by something, then you won't take it personal because it has nothing to do with you. You didn't experience it. Just as how life is. So the less thing you take personal, the better your life will be. Trust me, and you'll be happier. I guarantee you. Stop taking everything too personal. People don't know what you're triggered by, but some of the bad ones, when they know what you're triggered by, then they know how to get under your skin. That's why you'll never be at peace, because people know what you're triggered by and they manipulate you, getting under your skin. Then they sit in one corner and laugh at you. Now you're looking stupid. Stop taking everything too personal. I'm telling you this right now. Stop taking everything too personal. The world is not going to tiptoe around you. People are going to say what they want and people are going to do what they want. It's up to you to control yourself in what you're triggered by and not make certain things affect you. Because people, like I said, will say anything. If I don't know what you're triggered by, what if I come to you and I run a joke? You know how much time I see people trying to joke with somebody, and then it's like, you know, joking back and forth, then one person say something, then the other person start looking sideways? That's just how it is. It's what you're triggered by. Nobody disrespect you. One person can go in a room and say like one thing to 10 different people. And out of the 10, at least 2 is going to be offended. Out of the 10, those 2 are triggered by what that person say. The other 8, they don't care because they're like, oh, well, I'm not triggered by that, so why do I need to worry about it? That's just how it is. It's what you're triggered by. A lot of people don't know that it's what they're triggered by. That's the reason why they get offended and then they're causing more problems because they take it too personal. If somebody don't know your business, how are you taking something personal from somebody that don't know your business? You never sat down and vent to that person, but somebody, a random person, a stranger, and you're taking everything personal? Come on, bro. Come on. Come on. You need to do way better than that. Stop taking everything too personal. The time you take to do something, to take stuff personal, you use all of that time to further your career and better yourself. Because you're wasting your own time. Let me say it one more time. People are not going to tiptoe and, oh, don't talk too loud because that one is sugar. Nobody give a damn about who you are or what you're doing. People are going to talk regardless and they're going to do whatever they want. We live in a world where everyone is entitled to a freedom of speech. So people will say whatever they want to say. If you're triggered by it, you control yourself because that person have no idea of whatever is going on with you. What you've been through, nobody know about it. So how are you going to say to that person that, oh, I don't like when you said that because of this? No. That person have no idea of your business. That's your business. You keep your business to you and control what you're triggered by and stop making yourself look stupid. And that's all you're doing, basically. Stop taking everything too personal. Stop. We live in a world where everyone living, like we all live on the planet. But we live in a world where everyone living their own like little world from their own mentality. Because how you see the world is completely different from how I see the world. And what you're triggered by is completely different from what I'm triggered by, if I'm triggered by anything. I don't know, because I'm a genuinely happy soul. So that being said, nobody don't know your business. And no one's gonna say, oh, don't say that one's broke because that one ain't got no money. Or, oh, don't say somebody cheat on you because that one got cheated on. No, nobody cares. People are gonna sit down and they're gonna talk. It's up to you. You need to learn how to control yourself. Stop taking everything too personal. It's not as hard. And they didn't disrespect you. You got disrespected because of what they said triggered you. And now you're pointing fingers at them. Oh, you said this. And no. Garbage. I'm telling you this right now. Stop taking things too personal. That's why you're always angry. You're always upset. You're always depressed. You know, most times, people hurt themselves because they overthink on stuff that's not like relevant. So, say you trying to see somebody, or you're trying to do something with somebody, or you're trying to, you know, like, you're trying to become friend. Oh, let me use relationship. You're trying to go in a relationship with somebody. And then you convince yourself, oh, this person really likes me. This person this person that. That person never said that once. That person may be trying to be friendly with you. And then you took it the other way and you switch it all around to make it seem to yourself as if that person was like interested in you. Then when the person say, oh, yeah, I just want to be friends. Or, oh yeah, I'm not looking for a relationship. Then you're devastated. Most people hurt themselves by taking things like, you can take things personal, like good stuff and bad stuff. But like good stuff, people hurt their own feelings by taking something way too personal to themselves and say, oh, this person liked me and whatnot and blah, 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 a bunch of other stuff. Like, how much people you know that they convince themselves of something that, like, was never, what's it called? Like, it wasn't official, or it wasn't in the making, or it wasn't happening. But people convince themselves that it was. And then they hurt their own feelings. That's just how it is. So I've seen people hurt their own feelings by taking stuff too personal. You say hi to somebody nowadays, and depending on how that other person is, just from you saying hi, good morning, that person thinks, oh, this person like me. No. Some people are just like being respectful, you know, like trying to show gratitude, you know what I mean? But like, people take things way too personal. You can hurt your feelings in both ways. The first one is like taking all the good stuff personal. Not everybody that smile with you like you. And then second thing is people saying whatever and then you are triggered by something. Stop taking everything too personal. Some people are trying to be friendly and some other people are just minding their own business. People are going to talk regardless of whether they talk to you or not. So you go to work and someone is not talking to you. That person may have their own problems worrying about and trying to fix their own problem. But because they don't want to explode on nobody, that's why they're silent. Now, you coming and walking by, oh, that person didn't talk to me today. They must be angry with me. What did I do? Bunch of nonsense that don't make no sense. Then there you go, taking that personal because that person is not talking to you. That person is probably fighting a battle within themselves. And they're like, you know what? I'll fix my problem, get myself together, then I'll go socialize. Because I don't want to go socialize and then I'm going through, like, say, a little phase right now, so I will keep myself to myself and fix my problem, because most people are like that. I'm like that too. So if I'm going through, say, a little bit of problem, I will try to fix it before I go be all fun and jolly again, you know what I mean? Because like, people have no idea of what you're going through and they're not responsible for your problem. So me personally, I think it's unfair for you to snap on somebody just because you're having a little problem with yourself. And then you're trying to hurt somebody else's feelings because you're hurting. I feel like that's wrong. But like, not the point. Now you're at work and then you're like, oh, that person didn't say good morning. They must be angry with me and a bunch of stuff. You overthink a bunch of stuff, took everything personal, even though that person was just trying to figure their own stuff out. Then you're going to go, oh, why didn't you talk to me today? What did I do to you? Blah, 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 blah. Bunch of stuff that don't make no sense. See? This is why this world right now is like this. Because people take a lot of things too personal. Like way too personal. Remember, people have their own life to worry about. And they have their own little problems to worry about. So you may see a person like happy every day. But that person you see happy every day have the same problem as you. If not more. But it's how you deal with problems. You can't take it too personal because you're gonna be devastated. That's just how it is. People that are depressed, why do you think they are depressed all the time? Because it's how they feel. It's how they feel. Stop taking everything too personal. You could be way much happier because you control how you feel. Like, people can disrespect you, but what you control is being disrespected. So it's two different things. This is why right now it's so hard for people to go have a conversation with a stranger or joke with a stranger, because if they don't know you, they're going to take it personal. Like, you can be, say, in a group of friends, right? But there's different jokes you can tell people. Because if you say the same joke to somebody else, and they're going to be offended because that's how that person is triggered by that. You know what I mean? So it's what you're triggered by. Stop taking everything way too personal, man. This is why most people are sad. Because like, oh, I'm happy, but I went to Starbucks or I went to the mall and somebody across the mall said something, and then I was hurting all over again. That person didn't even know that they say something that hurt you. Because they don't know what you're triggered by. If that makes sense. Stop taking things too personal. Yo, you're hurting your own feelings just by doing that. And I've said this to people like over and over and over and over and over again. I'm like, you're hurting your own feelings because it's what you're taking something that's like minor to be way personal. And then you sit down and you overthink about it, and then you still hurt your feelings all over again. And then you're pointing fingers at somebody else. Oh, you are the one that hurt me because you said this. And that person may sit down and look within themselves and be like, I don't even know you. So how did I hurt your feelings? I don't know what you're going through. I don't know nothing about you. I don't know your problem. Okay, let's say you lost the house. And then you go to a bar. Then you see two people there talking and laughing. Oh, you know, one guy that lived in front of me, he lost his house and whatnot. You're going to be sitting down drinking. And when you hear that, you're going to be devastated all over again. You're going to be like, ugh. And then you may say, can you guys bring your conversation elsewhere? Or can you guys not talk about that? You're going to say something, even though it's just two strangers that don't know nothing about you. If you're still following what I'm trying to say. So when you take things way too personal, you hurt your own feelings. I don't think a lot of people notice this. So even if somebody says something, if they don't know you, you mind your own business. Because you're going to hurt your own feelings again. I've seen people hurt their own feelings over and over and over and over and over again. But the only reason why they don't know that they're the ones hurting their feelings, that's because they're pointing their fingers somewhere else. How much times have you, like, have a conversation with somebody and somebody else was offended by what you say? Or you're minding your own business, going about your business, and then someone's like, oh, but you said this, and how much time have you you're having a conversation, and then you have a stranger, somebody you never seen, not one day in your life before, is saying something or arguing with you. Because you said something. You probably don't even know what you said. But it's what you're triggered by. So for you guys that are like triggered by stuff, you got to learn how to control yourself, basically. Because all you're doing is making yourself more and more and more sad. Because you're taking things way too personal. That's just how it is. But you don't know. Because you're blaming everyone and everything else. Instead of looking within yourself and fix what's wrong, you're busy blaming everybody else. Everybody else don't control how you feel. Only you control how you feel. If that makes sense. Stop taking things too personal, man. Stop taking things too personal. And then you guys sit down and wonder, oh, why my life is a mess. No matter how hard I try, I can't be happy. That's the main reason why you can't find happiness within you. And that's the main reason why you can't be at peace. Let's say you were in a relationship and the relationship doesn't work. And then you sit down and you convince yourself, oh, that person can't do without me. They will be back. The moment you see that person with somebody else, you're going to be devastated. You know why? Because you gave yourself closure to say, oh, they can't do without me. They will be back. But when you see them with somebody else, then you're devastated. because you convince yourself. But when you see, because people live in their own world, so they believe what they choose to believe. So when somebody believes that their partner will come back after a breakup, then they see them with somebody else, that's reality. And sometimes reality like harder than what you believe, because you can't fake reality. So when that happened, then that person's gonna be depressed. Oh, I thought this and I thought that. Well, you thought wrong. You thought wrong. You don't control what somebody else is doing. And then that person, your partner that you thought was gonna come back in a relationship with you, when you see them with somebody else, they probably don't even see you. They probably don't even know that you were there. They're minding their own business, moving on from you. But you thought, oh, they will be back. So first thing you're gonna say is, oh, they see me and they look happy, and then they're hurting my feelings. That other person is not hurting your feelings. That person is going about their own business and minding their own business and moving on from you. But it's how you see everything. Oh, I thought this person would come back and they're over there moving on without me and a bunch of stuff. Meanwhile, on the other hand, the partner you thought was about to come back is talking and laughing, eating ice cream, going to movies, going on dates, traveling, doing all that kind of stuff. And you sitting down living in denial. Oh, they will come back. I give them 1 month or 2 months, they will be back. No. You know what? You took that personal because you thought they were going to come back, because you convinced yourself that they will be back. So when reality hits, then it hits your feelings too. Then all of a sudden you're sad all over again. And then what you're going to do? You're going to call all your friends. Oh, they did this and they did this. And you're pointing fingers at everybody else again. Instead of sitting down and accepting the fact that a person is moving on. Stop taking things too personal, bro. Stop taking everything too personal. You're hurting your own feelings. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The more you take everything personal, is the harder your life will be, because you control how you feel. People do not control how you feel. You control your feelings, not everybody else. So all that time you take pointing fingers at everybody else, that's the main reason why you can't get over the feeling. You can't get closure from it. You can't feel better. And the moment you hear somebody else say it, you're triggered by it. It could be anything. You try to go get your license, you did your road test and you failed. But somebody else is talking about, oh, you know what? I got past my road test on my first try. And you went 3 times, 4 times. And you're going to sit down and be like, so how did they go 1 time? And I feel, oh, maybe the instructor didn't like me. Maybe you did something wrong. You probably did something wrong and you failed. But you're not looking at the fact that you did something wrong. You're looking at the fact that you did it multiple times and you failed, and somebody else did it 1 time and they passed. Then you're going to be sitting down, oh, the instructor didn't like me, the instructor this. You're pointing fingers at the instructor now. Instead of looking in yourself and be like, well, the instructor said I made a bad turn, or I didn't stop at the stop sign, so I failed instantly. You're not going to look at the wrongs that you did. All you're going to look at is the fact that somebody else did it and got it quicker than you. Then your feelings is going to be hurt all over again. Stop taking things too personal, man. Stop taking everything too personal. Come on. Stop doing that. You control how you feel. People do not control how you feel. You are fully in control of your own feelings. And the reason why a lot of people still don't know this, that's because they point fingers at everybody else. You ever notice people that are like always sad and miserable? You ever notice they point fingers at everybody else? It's always everybody else's fault. It's never them. That's because they live in denial. They refuse to admit the fact that they were wrong. And if you can't acknowledge your own wrongdoing, then you're just as bad as everybody else. So you're going to sit down and be like, oh, I don't care what nobody say. I'm not acknowledge my wrongdoing. Then that's your business. That's why you're sad all the time. Because even if you're arguing with somebody and you don't know, like you're arguing on the topic that you don't know nothing about. And then when you notice that the person you're arguing with is like hitting you with facts, then your feelings is hurt all over again because you look stupid. And then you're going to say, oh, they think they know everything and they think they're better than me and they think this. And no, that person didn't think nothing. All that person did was hit you with facts. Stop taking everything too personal. Trust me. Trust me. That's how I manage to live my life happy all the time. Can't take everything too personal. People will say whatever they want to say regardless. It's up to you. You believe whatever you want to believe. Did you know? I can tell you something, and it's up to you whether you believe what I say is right or wrong. And I can say anything that's like not disrespectful, but something that may hurt your feelings, and it did not hurt your feelings because you are not triggered by what I say. If that makes sense. So you control what you're triggered by. So what you take personal is what you're triggered by. And if somebody's like being too kind, this is why most people are not really too kind. Especially if, like for me, because you say hi to somebody and boom, you're in a 6-month relationship already. So you know what I mean? That's how that's how this world is, where everybody take everything personal, good and bad. And that's why most times females are even scared to give out their number. Because even if they say, you know what, this guy can be a friend, or this guy can be, you know, like not in a relationship, the moment that's why females refuse to give out their number to a guy that they like. Because they know if they give out like if they're just being kind to give out their number, or let's say it's like a friend, not someone that's like hitting on them, like a friend in school. Most females wouldn't even give a friend their number. Because they know, oh, if I give this guy my number, he's going to think I like him, and then this, and then this, and then that. And that's how guys think, oh, I got her phone number. Maybe she like me. Maybe she want to be friends. But if you understand what I mean. So everything, and then when she get the number, then they're like, oh, I just want to be friends and whatnot. Then the guy's like, oh, then why did you give me your number? Now, all of a sudden, the girl is responsible for that. You know what I mean? So it's like, you got to, like, we live in a world where people take everything more personal than how things are. That's why people are scared to even go start conversations. There's no communication skills. It's funny. It's funny. People take things way too personal in this world, buddy. And the ones I hate harder are the ones that's always like depressed. Because they think something else, because they convince themselves of something else. And that's one of the worst things you could do, is when you sit down and you use all your brain cells to convince yourself of something that was not say happening. Then when reality hits, as I've said, you'll be sad all over again, because your feeling is going to be hurt because you took it personal. Come on, bro. Stop taking things too personal. Stop taking everything too personal. You're only hurting your own feelings over and over and over and over and over again. And I said it before, and I'll say it again. And the reason why you keep doing it, because you keep blaming. Like, it's easier for you to blame everybody else instead of blaming yourself. Because a lot of people don't want to blame themselves for nothing, because they don't want to acknowledge your own wrongdoing. And if you don't know right from wrong, then I don't know what to say. I do not know what to say. Stop taking everything too personal. All you're doing is hurting your own feelings. So I hope this message was useful to some of you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned. I will be back doing more stuff. You go enjoy the rest of your day. I'm out. And don't forget to follow me on social media. I post daily on them.